Good morning. It's the Wall Street Weekly Wrap-Up, June 15th, 2024, and I'm your host, John Newquist. Kind of a slow week, but there's a couple things that happened, and let's get into it. Broadcom beat by 11 cents. A lot of people like it. I mean, once you look at this chart, holy schmoly. They only went 3%, up 43% in revenue, and they jumped. A lot of people like it, and they're talking about how the future of AI. Ooh, I don't know if it's really an AI stock. They're not buying like the chips and everything else. They're, making the systems work more interconnected between security and, the operating platforms. So, 10 to 1 split. So people who want to get in going to be able to get in cheaper for the smaller investors. But generally, overall good stock. You've doubled your money since the low of November. So anytime you do that, that's good. Apple, dead money. This thing hit a really down. It was one of the few tech stocks that's down this bad after the beginning of the year. But after the lows, boy, it's popped. They did their Worldwide Development Conference, the WWC, and talked about the AI initiatives. They're going to do a lot of stuff, but you remember, you're not going to put a Grace Hopper chip or anything like that in a phone. You're going to use the cloud. So the iPhone, big part of the revenue, is going to use the cloud. I'm not so sure. It's not like you're going to do anything with this. The phone will be a mechanism like your computer to get to the cloud to use the AI. So it's up. A lot of people think they're going to start replacing the phone, and I'm looking at it too. It's just that, what can it do? I've got Chat GPT on my cell phone. So what do I really need to have AI phone for? It's not gonna make it go faster. Asdaq, wow, boom, 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 record, 17% up. This thing's been a nice upward trend. Look at the QQQs. This is what we got, and it's going up. It's been solid. With the Apple taking up a big chunk of the Nasdaq, it pushed it up. We haven't really got a run from the other ones, and you'll see when we do the heat map. It's a few tech stocks carrying us. The indicators, the gold and oil a little bit lower on the natural gas and the oil, and the gold's a little higher. Still 2300s, and silver 2900s, dropped below 30, and copper still above 4. I just picked up cocoa because cocoa got crazy. Look how high it got up here, and then it dropped. And of course, now we're going to get the dead cat bounce, and then it went down again, a lower low, and then it's kind of going up. So, time to buy chocolate was a couple months ago, and I don't know where it's going to go. Oracle, a lot of people like this one. Another one, isn't this very similar to the Broadcom jump and kind of like the Apple jump? Broadcom, and Oracle only went up 3% a year. So if you're going to pick a stock like Broadcom. At least it's growing by leaps and bounds. Oracle's like trudging along. So I'm not a fan of Oracle. It's not bad. There's nothing wrong with the stock. This was a stock I can remember when the old days. I bought it for a certain amount, and it would like tripled, then it would doubled, and it was ended up being 7x. From the initial investment. That's a shock. That's a first of the big runs I had. But then of course 2000 came with a tech crash, and that was the end of it. Rubric, is a security stock, I call it. Probably not the best one, but they do a subscription model. It's a new stock, and earnings, anytime you run up 38% revenue increase, and then the subscription model, essentially the chunk of that number, they're buying it. Them and CrowdStrike are doing well in the security market. It's just that I just have a feeling as the data center security, because this is what they're going to do, the chips will start to pick up stuff, and they'll be smart enough to recognize that there's an intrusion. Inflation is flat. That's what everybody likes. Flat is better than going up, right? So people are hoping the next leg will be down. A lot of stuff is in play. So is there going to be a Fed rate cut? Boy, I tell you, you can talk all day long on that one. And I don't know. Maybe September. Maybe. So one of the things I always watch every quarter is, because we're coming up, the end of the June is the end of the quarter, is how did the big techs do and all the techs that I kind of watch. And, I always remember Fred talking about, man, you really watch a lot of different stocks, and I do. Well, let's take a look at ARM, up 40%, 46%, and, from year-to-year revenue gross. NVIDIA, it's incredible, 262%. It's like nothing close. You got a $3 trillion company. It could be a $10 trillion company. But it's not like the .com where you weren't having revenues. This is a case with revenues. Broadcom's pretty good. It's in their top 5. Supermicro, 200%. We missed a run. I mean, geez, you could bought this thing a lot cheaper a year ago, but I just didn't see it when I was studying the Grace Hopper chip. I didn't see it, so we missed it. But look at some of the other ones. Corning, which I like. And Intel is down. I mean, some of these stocks not so good. Taiwan Semiconductors up pretty good also, 17% and going up. Remember, the recent quarters are a lot higher. So we'll go up there. So I try to get I use Perplexity, Claude, and ChatGPT, and Gemini are my 4 large language models, if you want to call them that. And I just try to have them generate an image. And so, when you take a look at the one on the right, I try to say, make a pyramid. Let's start showing the 3 creators. Because if you want to take a look at the Grace Hopper chip, you have ARM and you have NVIDIA components. Who makes it? Taiwan Semiconductor. So those are what I call the creators of AI. Yes, Intel has it, but they're not really monetizing it. And that's what, like I said, if Intel was organized, they could be jumping revenues just like that because the demand is huge. But whatever, they're not doing it. And then we got the people who are implementing now. And that's going to be your Claude, your ChatGPT, and your Google, Gemini, and, Google got a lot of other things besides Gemini, and then Perplexity. And then, of course, Meta is doing it now. Meta is just like scary. You sit there and you buy something, you get things that are similar to it. Here's you talking to Amazon. Next thing you know, it's on the Meta. I mean, I'm just stunned. Between Instagram, Facebook, Threads, everybody's, it's just like it knows what you want and knows what you buy and says, oh, by the way, let's start putting ads on this. Amazon is doing it also. Amazon is pretty good. They got vendors. They're screening out a lot of the crappy stuff that used to be in there and wait 2 months to get it. So I think these are the ones I say implementing AI right now. They've got the chips. They bought the material. And then there's a lot of hopeful, and like I said, so this is supposed to be the pyramid. This is supposed to be Broadcom, VGO. Glid did, I don't know, Perplexity didn't spell right. That's why I said, it's still got work. You're telling them the concept, and it's got to be able to adapt to it. It'll eventually do it. Implementation now, that's what that now is supposed to be. So we got Meta, we got Claude, we got Perplexity, and then, of course, then there's the bottom level. They want to do good in AI. They want to have things like Tesla and Intel and Salesforce and Apple and other ones. So these are the areas where I kind of separated, and that's what keeps you focused. Because we want to be able to be in the top companies. This is where everybody's doing AI. This is very much like 2095. So who's got the internet? Well, look at the money. That's all you have to do. Who's making money with the internet? It wasn't Amazon back then. Amazon was losing a fortune, but Microsoft was making money. And so we could look at companies. Google, when it came out, made money. So the heat map, well, look at this. Microsoft, we own, and NVIDIA. Google, Meta, Walmart. So pretty good overall. A lot of techs did good. That's why, we set the record in tech. Again, we're going to go at the GPL ones. I'm looking at, who came out with it? Gilead stuff. I got to look at the Gilead pill. The pill GLP ones, I'm kind of scared of because Pfizer had a good one and didn't make it in phase 3. So I'm not so hopeful that Gilead's pill on the monkey is worth really chasing a lot of Gilead. It could. You just don't know. I mean, everything starts at phase 1, and if you want to get it in cheap, you buy it. Big risk, big risk. And then if it makes 2, it's better, and if it passes 3, you're good. So by then you'd probably be paying 10x. So just nibble at it, just put a little bit in there. The idea that Lily's high. Lily is not cheap, and I don't want to say Lily's equivalent in Nvidia in their space, but they're damn close. And I tell people, just buy a little Nvidia. Sit there and say, I'll buy 1/10 of my stake in the next 10, 20 months. Every other month buy some. Just average in slowly over time. I usually do the rule of threes: 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. If the first third doesn't do good, I just probably maybe never get into it further and just get out of it. But if first third's good, then I buy it, then eventually be completely full in it. Now it'll be less money you have to buy because your stock has already gone up. So pretty short week. Let's take it easy. Let's stay out of the heat. It's going to be brutal next week. And hydrate, get some electrolytes, get cool, stay cool, wear loose clothing. All right, I'll see you next week. Let's get the market good. Bye.